Hello and welcome to another video of the series Important Programming Questions to Know for Any Software Profile Interview. In this video, we are going to see the pictorial algorithm and the code for the Java program that will help us in determining whether a string is a palindrome or not. Now, before going ahead, you might have this question in your mind that, you know what, I can find this code anywhere on the internet practically. So why should I watch your video? This is right. So the intent here is, as I've mentioned in each and every previous video, the intent here is to help you develop the ability and help you develop that intellect to solve a programming problem at your own level without mugging up the code, right? So next time you see any programming question, you should be able to develop a mind map of the algorithm in your mind and then code it out. So basically, to make you self-sufficient for writing a program by your own mind. That's the at least that's the intent of this video. So I hope that this intent is achievable from our end, and if you have any queries or any questions, or if you feel that something could be better, please let us know in the comments and we'll be getting back to you within 24 hours, that's for sure. Cool. So let's start. And just one thing before starting. So I'll be sharing the code in the description. So you need not worry about copy pasting the code when you are watching the video. And just watch the video at peace, and you'll have the code in the description, right? So let's start. Today we are going to discuss the Java program to check for a palindrome. But before that, we need to understand that what is a palindrome or what is a palindrome pattern. So basically, a palindrome is a word, a sentence, a verse, or even a number that reads the same backward or forward. Example on the right hand side of the screen, as you can see, a palindrome, right? See the word civic, CIVIC. And when you reverse it, it is again CIVIC. For example, word level, LEVEL, right? When you reverse it, it means LEVEL, right? So if you read it from the front or if you read it from the back, it is the same. That is the basic meaning of palindrome. Or in simple words or in one line, the mirror image of the word is same, then it's a palindrome, right? I hope the meaning of palindrome is clear to you. Now, I will not be discussing all the program in detail with you in the algorithm because I have already created a video on and that video is pertaining to writing down a Java program for reversing a string. So that particular program is very helpful in solving this programming problem that you have in front of you. And don't worry, I'll be sharing the link or the URL to that particular video, but you can find that video as the first one in the playlist as well, right? Just giving you some heads up. So I'll go to the algorithm now and I'll tell you how we are planning to do it, and then we'll go ahead and code it out, right? So if you see on the screen right now, you have two strings declared. The first string I've declared, or the variable I've declared, as palindrome to check, which is short for pal to check, right? And I am assuming the word that I need to check for palindrome as cat, right? Of course, you know that this is not a palindrome, but the machine doesn't, right? The system doesn't, the program doesn't. So we have to check it, right? And then I'm taking a reverse string to hold the reverse of it. Now, as I told you earlier in the examples, that a palindrome is something wherein the front and the back, or the forward and the backward of the word is same, right? So obviously, logically going, when we have to check using program, we have to see and we have to reverse the word that we get in input, and then we have to check whether the original word and the reverse word are same or not, right? So to how to reverse a word, basically, this is something. This is a program. Of course, I'll show you the program in the code, but to understand what is actually happening in that, I will not bore you with the same thing again. I'm again referring you to that video, the first video of the playlist, and I'll be sharing the URL as well. Therein you can find the detailed algorithm and the detailed code for reversing a string, right? So assuming that you've reversed the string, right, then we'll go ahead and we will compare the original string, that is pal to check, and the reverse string, that is the reverse string, right? And then we'll see if both of them are equal. Then in if condition, if both of them are equal, it's a palindrome. We'll print it as a palindrome. If not, it's not a palindrome. As simple as that, right? So this is the basic thing that you need to know. Now let me take you to the code and let me write it down for you. So we are in the IntelliJ right now, and let me do one thing. Let me instantiate the method first. So I have it pasted in front of me. So yeah, cool. So as I told you, first we need to have a string. I'm sorry, I need to put it correctly. First, we need to have a string, which we'll say it as palToCheck, which will be equal to cat, right? Then I need another string variable to hold the reversed value, right? So I'll write it down as string revstr is equals to blank, right? Then I'll start the loop. So the loop says that for int I is equals to 0, that is this, and I is less than str.length. Now what I'm doing, why am I doing, all of this can be found in the video that I have referred multiple times, and I'll be sharing in the description. So how are we reversing this string? This is something that you have to understand from that video. I'll be just writing down the code here for that thing which is already existing, right? So let me go ahead and let me put it as I'm sorry, I need to declare one more thing, which is character. So I'll go ahead and I'll declare this as, and ch is equals to str dot, oh my bad, this should not be in single quotes. This is str dot charat I, and then I'll save the reverse string in the loop in the variable, and likely we'll have the reversed string with us, right? So this is done. I mean, of course, you need to, you'll get a good understanding of the code in that video, but for now I've done this. We have the reverse string in front of us. Now the main thing which is specific to this video is that I will create an if else condition, and in the if condition I'll write as if str, which is palToCheck in this case, right? So if this is okay, so give me a second. What I'll do is, okay, just give me a second. Yeah, a small correction. So if it says if the original string, that is palToCheck, if this is equals to this one, if this is equals to revstr, that is the reverse string, then what you do is that you go ahead and you print it as it is a palindrome, right? So what I'll do is I'll write down the variable which is palToCheck, which is plus is a palindrome, right? And if both of these are not equal, right, then in that case it will be so and so variable, which is the variable we took at the top, is not a palindrome, right? It is as simple as that. So let me go ahead and let me write it down as this one. Cool. So we have this in front of us. I know this can be a bit challenging to understand because, I mean, I know that having a look at this just out of nowhere can be a bit tricky, which is fine. But once you go ahead and have a look at that video explaining how to reverse a string, then I think this will be a cakewalk for you. You'll be easily able to understand what I've written here. Of course, I've explained it, but then you'll be able to better correlate it, right? So let us go ahead and let us print this particular code, right, or the particular condition, right? So it should technically say that it is not a palindrome, that is cat is not a palindrome. So it says cat is not a palindrome, right? Now let me go ahead and let me change it to level, and according to me level is a palindrome word. It follows the palindrome pattern, but let's see how the computer responds to it or how the system responds to it. Level is a palindrome, right? So it is as simple as that. If the original word and the reverse of that word are same, it's a palindrome. If not, it's not a palindrome, right? So I know that this is a short video, and I know not a lot has been explained because it was not required, but this is a very important programming questions from your interview perspective. So I wanted to create a separate placeholder for creating this video, right? So go ahead, have a look at the original video to understand the first part, then come to this video and watch the second part. That is, when I say second part, I mean to say this one in particular, right? In this, wherein we are using the if and else condition. So, and then you will be able to better correlate it, and you will be able to understand palindrome for a very, very long time and remember it as well, right? So I hope that this video was helpful to you. Any queries, any feedbacks, please feel free to share, and we'll be more than happy to respond with your queries. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.